Worst that could happen is something bad, nobody's gonna die.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
As long as I never want it to feel like come back on me though. I just want y'all all to get along.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I don't even. I think at my stage, I'm not even there anymore. Where I don't think I ever been there where I want everyone to get along. I feel like, and it goes along with just like your friendship and the quality of your friendship and the sacredness of it. I think
Yes.
probably why you all were compartmentalizing the different friend group was the sacred relationships
Yes.
you have with the
Yeah.
people. But I think as a friend, if I am the common denominator for this moment, clearly there's something intentional that attracted me to you as a friend and you.
Right.
And therefore there's going to be some common ground
Yeah,
when we all come together. And
Yeah,
you
I
are
think
going to
so
be like,
too.
you know what? Yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
I see why you like her. I see why you like her.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was like,
Yeah.
I feel like as a friend, like that's also the qualifier.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked to Kim and a few other people when my sister-in-laws and my family come in and they start meeting you all. They do come back and be like, okay, I see why. And I feel like that is like a notch like to, you're staying true to
Yes, who you are.
are
Yeah.
and your friends and all your
And,
friends are
yeah.
kind of similar in the
Yeah.
same way. So yeah. Especially
That's
at this
true.
age, I'm like, if y'all don't get along, that's
Yeah,
on
like,
y'all.
like
Yeah.
we grown,
Either way, we going
Yeah.
out. We gonna go dance somewhere.
yeah,
Either way, we gonna do this.
Like you
So-
don't like her? Okay, well, I'm
Yeah.
going over here.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
exiting left.
Right, exactly.
And honestly, that's the beauty of getting older. Like, none of that stuff matters anymore. I feel like when you're younger, you're in your hometown, you're in school, you try to kind of manage your image around whatever it is, popularity, acceptance, school, church, family. But I think, when you get older, you can kind of do whatever you want to do. You don't have to carry that burden anymore. And I know for sure, men don't carry that burden.
They
So,
don't.
like, are we doing it to ourselves? Is it society? I'm sure it's a combination of it all. Religion, do I hang out with other Christians?
Yes.
And I not. It's just like all these different categories that I think sometimes keep us from meeting people that we otherwise might be
Right.
compatible with.
That's true.
So,
And you know what? Work. For me, it'll be work. And this is why, like, where I am, it is hard for me to make friends at work. And I have this discussion with my, the people I work with about, can you have friends at work? And I think because of the leadership role that I'm in, and it's just something that we have been taught and trying to move up in the rankings,
You can't.
Friends is different.
Right.
You can't cross that path.
Right.
Because that can mess up me, my hierarchy where I want to grow.
Yeah.
And I also think like, I don't want those friends meeting my people,
Right,
my
right,
sacred
yeah.
people. I don't want them. They don't need to know that
No.
part of me outside of work.
Yes, I think I that's true. Like no,
Yeah.
like no, because I like to have a good time.
yes, and I don't need
That's not,
nobody's
and
judging or
it's
judging
okay if
off
I
it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll figure it out. You don't need to know.
Yeah. I would never like go out with my work friends. Like I get along with them very well as
Yeah.
far as professionalism goes, but they don't need to see me. shaking
No,
my ass.
right, yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. And like talking to this, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Rubbing their flow.
Like they be like, oh my God. And then don't let it
My
come
meg
back and be like,
knees.
and then try to use it against you. Like,
No, and you know what? That's real. It's one thing to get along, like the ones that invited me to the game later. That's different because it's a sporting event, and
Right.
I actually feel like they're more family. You can kind of be the same, but others, friends, in this, no. Unless we're doing a work event, or I bring them together for a work sale or sip and shop, or But we're not just meeting out. I'm not coming to meet you and are your people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because if nothing else, I think you feel like you're on the chopping block.
Yes.
Everybody's watching you.
Yes. And then you don't want something to come out, and then maybe someone's not there. Or your boss come like, I heard y'all went out drinking, and then you be like, wait, why do you know that? Why is that your business?
Yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah. And I think it's true. You can be your work friends or your work family, but more often than not, you probably aren't going to mesh well with them anyways.
Yeah.
It's hard to see people outside of that space.
And work is forced. Like I don't get to like pick who I work with.
Right.
Like, we have to acclimate ourselves to the setting in which we're in work life. So it's like it's completely different.
Yeah.
It means for survival versus being able to kind of choose outside of work.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do it because of something.
Right. that part.
Okay, well, since we're still here, I think a good next question is it worth rekindling for friendships that maybe went left, went right, or kind of just stagnant?
I don't know. That could be a conversation, and depending maybe why you drifted in the first place. It could have just been life, and you both went your separate ways. But I don't know that maybe those are almost worth at least a try, because now you've come together, especially if you're almost in the same space now. Like, for instance, if you know, her marriage fell apart or things of that nature, well, you kind of have that in common, I guess you could say, but yet maybe that's worth a try, just to kind of navigate and be at least an ear for them as well. And that might kind of bring you back together with shared interests. But I almost think if it's just that, I'm just not there anymore, not my cup of tea, I'm not living like that, kind of thing. I don't know if it's worth it, because it takes a lot of time and nurturing. And first off, who has that kind of time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's anything worth being nasty over.
For sure.
You know what I mean? That you're not going to try to rekindle it.
Yeah. I might add that I think it takes more time.
True.
Because you still have potentially like old wounds.
True.
And some elements of you like just haven't changed.
Yes.
And so I think if things are like unresolved, or if, someone hasn't potentially dealt with like their insecurities, and if everyone's not ready to like move forward,
yeah.
I think it could be
That's very
definitely
true.
like required a lot more work, a lot more energy, a lot more nurturing versus just meeting someone new and starting from ground zero.
That's true. That is really true.
Yeah.
It's a hard space.
It is. And I think it depends, like you said, on why you fell out in the first place. And if it is just transition in life, like maybe, you know what, I've probably went through marriage, had kids, and that at the time didn't align with our friendship.
Yeah.
And maybe now after the fact, it's like, okay, now I'm trying to find me again or something.
Yeah.
And it might be that rekindle part might spark something else.
Yeah.
To be like, okay, now we went through these experiences later in life, and now we're here at a meeting road again. And our friendship may blossom in a different way. And I think it depends on the situation scenario. Like I've talked about me rekindling a friendship, but we didn't have that big of a gap in our friendship either. And it was transitional things happening at that time that was heavy. The reason why we kind of paused our friendship, but we didn't have that big of a gap. So it wasn't hard to rekindle. But people I'm not friends with in the past, I don't know if it would be worth rekindling.
Like, I feel bad, like even the whole notion of your followers and your friends, like, I don't want to have from elementary. Why do I got to accept your friendship? Yeah. Like, I'll see if I see you, but we're not. No, I don't want to have all these. Like, I'm just not interested in even seeing, because I haven't seen you. I don't even think I would have known who you were if I didn't read the name. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even on a simple level of that type of friendship. Like, you're not close to me, so we don't need to follow each other or be friends.
Right.
I'm not going to be rude about it, but like, I don't want to accept everybody. Whereas my sister, because I just asked her, I'm like, why do you have all these friends? Because she doesn't do anything socially at all, period. I'm like, why you got all these friends? I'm like, you've talked to them? And I see some of the ones, and some of them are even like distant cousins, but I'm thinking, she's a cuckoo, and you're all your friends, and she keeps trying to like friend me, and I'm like, no. I'm like, why are you friends with her? Like, wait, you know what I mean? That's funny. That's probably I don't know. That would probably be the extent for me. Other than that's really good. Haven't had to delve deep into friendship till I've been watching y'all, or this series was even coming out. Because you don't think about it till you have to think about it.
Yeah.
But you do got to put things in perspective. Now, once again, that doesn't mean I'm not paying attention.
Right.
I just navigate that like you're always the one doing the work. Calling, the texting, you want to do this? Let's go to dinner. Let's do this. And it doesn't really evolve.
Yeah.
It's one thing to be busy and legit be busy than just to be like,
Yeah.
there's always a reason behind why you can't.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It becomes exhausting as a person who's like
Yes.
constantly reaching out and trying to keep it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I want to do a whole lot of things. I'll probably be reaching out a lot, and then in the end, I may not come through at all. But at least I'm trying, because I'm like, oh, no, I'm too tired. Do we really got to go?
Another part in our age right now,
Yes.
like, oh, I signed up for that when I had the energy.
Like on Monday, and now it's Friday, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know what? Sorry, I won't be
Yeah.
able to make it. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Because you almost got to in that piece of it, do you accept them, or do you, bring it back to life? I guess you could even chalk it up to same way would you want to rekindle with an ex?
Ooh.
I was thinking about that.
Because I'm like, yeah, but now time has gone on and we are different people, and I think that's a big part of it too. We're not the same. You done missed out on 10, 15, 20 years, and we're not the same.
Yeah.
Like, even to any extent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and any little thing. I think I'm at the point too where I'm like icked. Easier than I thought I would be. And I'm like, oh God, he thinks I hung the moon. But it's like, ugh. I thought I liked you. No,
So
I'm just kidding.
relatable.
But you kind of like, it's an ick. You know?
Yeah. I think a lot of times we worry about like if people like us, if we're doing this good, if we're not. But you have to remember that like you get a say as well.
Yeah.
True.
So yeah, you get to choose your friends. You get to choose your, relationships. But yeah, when you were talking about, that they're like relationships, would you go back to an ex? I have a strict rule. I don't go
Let
back
me
to
hear
exes.
it so I can try navigate this.
I don't go back to exes, but I give my friends multiple chances.
Oh, no.
I give my friends, unless it's just like ridiculous.
A hard no?
But a man, you got one chance. Not one, but
Yeah.
one-ish. But friends, I do give multiple chances.
Okay.
But I'm also the friend who's like, I think we need to have a conversation.
Yeah, I can see you being that friend.
Yeah, and I like really like practice. I like write my notes down. I like sit on it, think on it. Cause like I don't ever want it to come off as like me being like bitchy.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, hey, this like really hurt me. This is how I'm feeling. And half of the time I just want an apology.
Yeah.
But depending on how they're just like, then I'm like, oh, okay, that's how you feel about it. All you have to do is just like admit that you did something wrong. And I would be like, okay, we're friends again. But
yes. Okay, but with that same admitting, that's good. What if they just don't ever admit? Because there's some friends, they're never going to admit that
right.
they do anything wrong.
Yeah. So then I guess
That's
it's
frustrating.
up to me. It is frustrating. It's up to me if I, want to deal with it or give them another chance or just take space. But usually I just ask myself, like, Kimberly, is this something that you can live with? Can you forgive? Like, is this something that's going to continue to take up space in your brain and in your heart? Because I love really hard. Like, I love my friends.
Yeah.
And so it's just like hurtful if someone just like doesn't admit that like they hurt you, even if they didn't intend to. Because like if someone calls me out, I might be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That was never my intention. Your feelings are validated. I apologize. Like I won't do it again. But a lot of people aren't like that.
No.
Which is, I don't know. I think I got really like got my feelings hurt a lot in my 20s, thinking people would just be like so like forthcoming.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's understandable. I think no matter what, I always want to be, I don't want to let anybody down. I feel bad. Let's just, okay. I don't even know why I've always had that feeling about just like, I don't want to let them down. Maybe they don't, maybe they don't have anybody else. Okay. But it still comes at a cost then.
Absolutely.
But you have such an inviting personality, and you do always come across as someone that's always there for you. Like it's easy for someone to just dump it all on you.
Yeah,
and
true.
I can see, and I think that's why you're like, oh, I don't want to let them down, because people share heavy stuff with you, and you're like, how do I do this? And I mean, on the other end of that too, it's like, okay, well, how do you take care of you? Because you can't take care of all those problems too. And even I can listen to you and hear you out, but I might not have anything to give you.
True.
But you are like, you have that infighting, like, oh, I'm here if you need anything. And it's like, oh.
And actually, I am. I think I've always been that way, because I'm even like that. I feel like the same. Even like, I always wonder, well, what would my parents think? Would they be like, what does it matter at 55? Why do I care if my dad's going to be, mad at me if I say the wrong or whatever? But it's funny, because I worry about that if I'm letting you down, as opposed to, I'm pretty much always even kill and probably very high strung, probably ADD to the 10th power. But in my defense, that wasn't around in my my era. People didn't know what that was, and it wasn't anything. It's different now.
Well, they're labeling everything, so it is kind of, it's like, oh, another label.
Right, just on top of that. But yeah, my dad always says, I think y'all ate your colors when y'all were in school, because we're just like all over the place, my sister and I. But I say all that to say that, yeah, I don't think I think I'm very even keel, but I really do feel like I learned that, was raised that way, and maybe it is just my personality and in this space, and it might be too much for some, but like, no, I want you all to come. Like, let's all do this. But yeah, there's times when I feel kind of like you almost don't do enough.
Yeah.
So then that shouldn't be heavy. If you feel like you have to be that friend where it's feeling heavy.
That's true, and that's that statement. Check on your strong friends.
There you go.
Yeah. I think we are taught that we have to give so much of ourselves just to receive a little back. I felt like I definitely like had to unlearn that, because it was just like so heavy. And I think something that I mentioned in one of the previous podcasts is that you should only be giving from your overflow, because once you like pour into yourself constantly, daily, you'll realize you don't have much to give. And so that's why I think sometimes, because we aren't really pouring into ourselves, friendship can just seem so daunting, so heavy. And then not to mention like your parents' voice. My mom's voice is always in my head. Like, do more, Kimberly. Be here for this person. Be for this person. Go visit this person. Help this elderly person. I'm like, Lord, I'm stretched thin. I'm like, baby, I can't do it all. And so, don't feel like you have to continuously give. I'm sure your parents are really proud.
Yeah, everybody always says that. Like, why do you feel that way? I'm like, but I really do. I feel like I still have to. I don't want to let them down.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It is.
I don't want to let them down. Just like I don't even want to let my son's dad down. I'm thankful that he has a great dad and we co-parent amazing, but I almost feel bad for him. Like I'll be your friend. Like I feel, because I'm continuously growing and moving on. We're just different, but he's an awesome dad.
Yeah.
Kind of a, not, I don't know. But even in that case, I feel like, I always tell Ricky, tell your dad to come over, so he's not eating Thanksgiving dinner by himself. Tell your dad to come over for Christmas. I mean, if it was a knockdown, drag out ending of the marriage, that would be one thing. We're just not the same, and asshole tendencies are always going to be there. And I'm just like, oh no, I got to live like this? So kind of should take that same lead with friendships, but or maybe I have. I don't even realize it to a certain degree.
I might have, the messaging for me growing up, and it's not funny, and my grandmother is loving, but it was F those friends.
Yeah.
It was like, listen, they heard like they got one time. There is a lot of people in the world, and you don't need to be spending your energy on somebody else's life. And it's hilarious, but I think that's probably why I am the way I am. And she is caring, like she is. If I do introduce to her, and I kind of actually like dating. I do take a while before my grandmother meet my friends too, so it's not like who the hell is this heifer? And because she reads people too, they be knowing,
and nor do they have a filter. Or hold their tongue.
Oh, if y'all know me, I know Laura doesn't have no filter. She has hurt your feelings at some point in life, and you have felt it. And my friends to this day still do. But once I do introduce as friends, she's like, okay, loving. Even if I'm not there, she's like, oh, I ran into so-and-so. Or I went up to so-and-so's event, and she's still like supporting and being there and being a loving grandmother. But yeah, I had F those friends.
She said no.
Yeah, F them friends.
So I was like,
kick rocks.
So
that's funny.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. No, I feel like also when I was younger, my mom, she would just be like, it's okay if you have to do stuff by yourself. Like, you need to get comfortable doing stuff by yourself. Like, it's perfectly fine. So I feel like that's why I be like, do out and about. Maybe I didn't run up and down the city.
Yeah. And I think it's cool that you
movie theater with my popcorn by myself. Like, I can't wait to see
this. Because you are your own best friend. You got to be your own best friend first too. I think.
Absolutely.
You got to really enjoy your own company, and all that entails not irritate yourself.
Yeah.
And I talked about it helps too with you not putting a extreme expectation or an unreachable expectation on a friend as well.
That's true.
When you do the healing, like I said, for yourself, you love yourself, you show up for yourself, and then like Kim said, you're able to pour from your overflow, because you can't give something you don't have.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's so true.
That's very true.
Well, we will transition to a super quick last question. How